All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what can I say? He's back. Dan Schneider has returned, and I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit on the sus side. We're going to be talking about that and more here tonight, Hollywood After Dark, right now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Hollywood After Dark. Today, of course, is the 3rd of January. It is July 4th Eve. What do we call today? Hold on, I'm having technical issues on your end, but I can fix it here. Give me another. Say something else. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. So it's America's birthday. It's the eve of America's birthday. How old are we turning? Too fucking old, I'll tell you. Too fucking old. We're old.
Old as fuck.
Old as hell. But because it's a birthday, because that means that it's a time for like rebirth and a renewal, I wanted to try something a little bit different tonight here on StreamYard. I wanted to try with the stream a new little layout, and we'll see if this works. This is the new layout that I put together. It's very interesting in my opinion. It's not perfect, it's not done, but it's definitely something that I think looks okay. I think it looks all right.
Looks pretty spiffy.
Yeah. I'm like, we'll work on the branding. Maybe it will hold on. Maybe it won't. I don't know yet.
I will say it is. It's now the 4th for people on the East Coast. I know you don't care about people on the East Coast.
But... I don't. No, I don't.
Fuck you.
East Coast, least coast, West Coast, best coast. This is an undeniable fact, Annie. This is an undeniable fact. The West Coast is way better than the East Coast by a mile, and
it's also predominantly taken up by California, which sucks.
No, California is amazing.
Parts of California are amazing.
You know, like like yeah, okay, fine. I've been to terrible parts of California. That is true.
Sure, yeah, exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like,
but it's
how
like
much of that is actually awesome. Like, I'm sure
Northern California is nice. Southern California is nice. It's that middle section of California that's kind of like America's anus. I mean, like it is hot. There's like nothing to do there. It's just like it's boring. You know, but then again, I have also like driven through the state of Texas where we raced a tumbleweed on the freeway. You know, so like there are other parts of the country that are as boring as middle California, but they're just not as hot.
That sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah. There we go.
We got America's asshole. We got America's dick. Which would be worse to live in?
Well, I guess it's like, I mean, we are by America's dick. Or no, I'm not by America's dick. I'm by America's asshole. So if America's dick could reach around and like have sex with America's asshole.
Okay, this is even more ambitious than a human being.
It's like, yeah, can you find a way to like just extend Florida through the Panama Canal and or canal and
no, we can't say that we're gonna get fucking demonetized.
It's I mean, well, we already got a super chat here from HBarts saying the Midwest and the East Coast are god tier. Also, Matt's on early. Yeah, I'm on early because tonight doing delivery driving, everything is dead. Everything is dead tonight, so I can't. I figured I would just stay home, and it's not just me. Like I didn't even go out. Like other people I'm in a Facebook group of other drivers that are out, and they're they're talking about like how slow it is. And it's been slow now for like the last week. But then again, like the state opened up. So I think, and it's a holiday and people are just like, get me the fuck out the house. You know, like I was even looking at my local movie theater because they have Fast and Furious playing like all day until I think like midnight. Mm-hmm. And even like the 9 p.m. showing tonight there was only like 4 people in it, and the theater was open, like no more restrictions. That shit's open.
Well, it's gonna take time for people to actually be ambitious enough to go out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it'll rebuild over time.
Yeah, it will definitely rebuild over time. And then Resident Injustice here, $2, says, you check out Tomorrow War on Amazon Prime yet? No, since I'm not going to be up until 3 o'clock in the morning tonight. I might actually watch it tonight. Because I watched Boss Baby again today because my kids wanted to watch. So we watched Boss Baby again. And
that's a good excuse.
And that's a great excuse. I'm like, all right. And I gotta watch Tomorrow War. I gotta watch Fear Street 1994. I've got to watch like a bunch of stuff. There's a lot to watch, and so maybe tonight, once we're done with this, I'll be able to sit down. Because here's the thing: I put out that I did that video talking about the why Die Hard is still holds up, which I thought was an okay thing, and it got like less than 200 views. Like it just tanked, you know. And I'm like, and that's okay, right? Obviously, it is what it is. But it just goes to show you that unless you're talking about new stuff, like ain't no one care. That's the problem with YouTube. So that's why this whole thing with Dan Schneider tonight was interesting, because this Schneider situation has been an ongoing, very big ongoing issue. And I don't know, Annie, did you grow up watching the Nickelodeon shows that Dan Schneider had created?
That would be why I'm here. I watched most of them, actually.
So
I watched the ones that were really popular, for sure.
So like I, as an outsider, did not watch any of that. Yep. Right. So like as an outsider, I did not watch any of that, and because I just didn't care. Right.
So you offer a wholly unbiased perspective.
I'm literally offering like my only knowledge of Dan Schneider before all of this stuff was the fact that, quite frankly, I knew him from like Head of the Class, which was a show he was on with the guy from KP Cincinnati in like the late 80s.
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
It's an old show. Head of Class is an old show, and that is where I know Dan Schneider from. He was cast in that show. That is what I grew up watching. And then like all of a sudden, years down the road, I'm hearing all of this stuff, and they're like, "Have you heard of this guy named Dan Schneider?" And I'm like, "The guy from Head of the Class?" And they're like, "No, this guy like runs Nickelodeon, and he's like this rampant, crazy, protected pedophile." I mean, like the kind of shit that I have seen coming out of like this Dan Schneider attack stuff, like it's gotten to the point where I swear to God, it's like there's like litigious action this guy could take, and he would fucking win. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll give you just an example. I was trying to find images to use for like this thumbnail. I was like, oh yeah, I need an image of Dan Schneider and whatever. And I think the sus images are kind of funny, but like I'm looking around for that. And then I come across this thumbnail. Like, here's Dan, is he dating his daughter? And it's from this channel called Plot Twist. And I'm watching this channel, and I watched this video, and at no point did they even mention the daughter.
Yep.
Right. At no point.
I mean, that's something that's only acceptable in the Trump family for some reason.
Yeah. All right. Well,
that's a bit of a joke.
Okay, hold on. RJ here says he knows a lot about that. Okay. Well, I can.
Yeah, we should bring RJ in here.
I can bring you and send you an invite, which that's why I posted that in the. In the
can
group.
I just give the skinny to just give you my perspective on how
I
feel about this guy? Now, look, I genuinely enjoyed a lot of the shows that this guy put out, and look, when it comes down to anyone who's really been roasted to this extent on the internet, there's always going to be people who go too fucking far in their accusations. But from what I can see, there has been a lot of legitimately weird and creepy things that Dan Schneider has done. Probably not to the extent that a lot of people have fucking gone out to say, but there's definitely some provable fucking signs that he did some really fucking weird shit. I feel like there's a conversation we had about child actors in general and how poorly they're treated.
Yeah.
And, he was basically the head behind the majority of Nickelodeon's live action shows for up until very fucking recently. And I believe now, I haven't heard this news about him coming back, but apparently he might be making a return. I've heard some rumblings about that.
We'll talk about that because there's an article that came out today.
So my only point is that this dude has had an influence in a very long time over child actors, many of which have ended up very fucked up. I'm sure you've heard about what happened to Drake Bell. I'm not saying the reason why he turned out the way he did is because he was part of Drake and Josh or anything like that. But I do know that child actors, they get fucked up in the head because of the fucking acting they do. and the fucking demanding shit that they go through.
Yeah, and that is very true. A lot of actors end up having that problem here, but we do have RJ to add into the conversation.
Hello, RJ.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So, because I figured like you guys are, I'm like, I'm pushing boomer like status in regards to like how old I am, and you guys are definitely on the younger side. But real quick here, I saw that HWAD's here. It's a $2 super chat. Thank you. It says Drake and Josh, iCarly, Victorious are all great shows, and sure. I have no idea. I've never watched any of them.
Yeah,
I know
I'll argue you on the last one, honestly, but okay.
Well, I mean, I know that they just did they have the iCarly reboot over there on
Paramount Plus.
Yeah, it's been a big success for them.
And
actually
then,
seems pretty interesting, honestly. I'll be real with you.
Well, that's what I've been hearing. And so there's that. But like another thing that I heard is like, what is it? Fuck. Yeah, like he's got nothing to do with any of that. So it's like, he
doesn't. They basically kicked him to the curb in regards to reviving
that was basically
show.
like a selling point too, just like how J.K. Rowling isn't going to be involved in that new fucking Harry Potter show. They're basically being like, yeah, the original creator's not involved, and that's a selling point. It's just funny because that used to be the exact opposite. Like all the time, they always have to have it as a positive that the original creator was involved in the property.
Wait, J.K.'s not being involved in what show? Because I know they're doing like the Cursed Child.
I just heard that she's not going to be involved.
I thought she wasn't involved
Harry
in the video game.
Project.
Like the video game.
Yeah, she's not involved in the video game.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's not involved in the video game, but there's like they are rebooting or doing something with the Cursed Child.
Please don't. That story's horrible.
Yeah, it sucks.
I will say though, I like the actress that played Hermione, but like I wasn't on board with the casting.
No,
long conversation.
That's a whole other can of worms, and that's not even to say like, oh, I'm not trying to be like an anti-SJW or nothing like that.
No,
it's
I got
just
you,
like I'm just like it's like one of the things where it's like, come on,
I feel like J.K. Rowling has this superpower. She's pissed off literally everyone all across the political spectrum for one reason or another. I don't get how she still has any fucking following at all, honestly.
It's because she basically has like it's because of the ultra feminist movement in the UK going on right now. But in addition to that, it's also because she has a stranglehold on Harry Potter to where like Warner Brothers has to work with her in some capacity because she didn't let go, so.
Well, do you guys know, I found this out today about Harry Potter, which is kind of fascinating, is that how much do you, okay, so the movies have pulled in like around $7 billion, right? Combined. They've pulled in a lot of money. The books have pulled in either equal or more. So when we talk about how rich J.K. Rowling is, like the movies made money, but the books sold more. They cost.
Oh no!
It's like whatever dropped. There we go. It's coming back here. All right. Well, this may be really fucking interesting. Like we'll have to wait and see what happens. All right. So hold on. If I'm back, if I'm back, okay, in the chat, if I am. If you guys can hear me okay. I don't again, even this popped up on OBS or on StreamYard. I didn't even touch that. So like that's kind of sus, to be honest with you.
Oh my god. Stop saying sus.
You say sus. I ain't gonna do nothing. It's gonna be a thing.
I haven't given you the Zoomer card. You can't.
I can say what I want, sir.
You would play Among Us.
No, I've never played Among Us. I just lowered the bit rate for the stream down from 1080 to 720.
This is an interesting experiment.
And the thing is, like, I like the look of it. Like, I think it's more interesting than like just a static image on whatever. And I think it's kind of fascinating. But yeah, let me find that. I want to find that J.K. Rowling thing because I saw it today. I don't know if I saw it on like Uberfacts on Twitter. Wait, let's see, Harry Potter. Books.
I'm glad RJ and I are on here at the same time because I've seen multiple people confuse us for being the same person.
Are you serious?
Yes, I've seen it in the chat multiple times. Just yeah, because once someone asked me how old I was, and I was like, I'm 23 years old, and someone was like, wow, RJ is only 23 years old. I'm like, God fucking damn it! Like,
I mean, all things considered, you guys are very close in age. That is very true.
About a year off.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm like, I'm much older than both of you. So that is just kind of the way. Okay, anyway. So according to Today I Learned on Reddit, they say here that today I learned that the Harry Potter books sold roughly the same as the movies with 7.7 billion USD. So like the books sold roughly as much as the movies did. Now, I mean, if you look at like the merch and everything else in the product, like it's going to make a lot more cash.
Wait,
but
why did it get removed?
it's not removed. It's been removed. Oh, I don't know why it's. Oh, you know what it is? You know what it probably is? Let's find out. I mean, this is like the chat section. I don't know. The nerve of this. I mean, it's like. Well, I don't see.
Wow, it's controversial. No,
it's gotta be. It's gotta be Redditors that are just like freaking out over that. Like, you know,
how dare she make money?
Oh, you know, let's see. Hold on. IRC, she gave away most of the money, becoming one of the few people to lose a billionaire status via charity.
Why would this be removed?
I don't know.
Probably because the comment section got too steamy.
I mean, like, look, hey guys, did you know that Ron was actually 2 horses in a Ron Weasley suit? And even crazier, one of those horses was purple and gay.
That's
like,
awesome.
Okay, all right,
but not trans.
But yeah, but not. There we go. Now you did it. Now you made it political.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
No way.
But anyway, yeah, it's like I don't know why. It must be the. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting down into the removed section here.
All
right, comment
that got removed.
Here we go. Yeah, like I mean, comment removed by moderator. Comment removed by moderator. It's like shut the hell up.
And then there's this person being like, "I'm a prolific reader." Like, shut the fuck out of here. That's the most pretentious.
This does raise an interesting topic, though. What's worse, Reddit moderators or Discord moderators?
Reddit moderators.
Reddit by a mile, like an absolute mile.
Because look, Discord's more insular, right? I feel like Discord's more insular. It's easier to like kind of have your own space. And if so, you don't want someone in there, you can just ban them. It's easier to make them fuck off. But Reddit's, I don't know. It's a lot easier to make a fucking stock account on Reddit. There's a lot more problems with Reddit. It's a lot less insular, seems like.
It really is. So let's see if this will pop up at me. Yeah, it popped up in another thing. All right, so let's take a look here real quick. I know we're supposed to be on the Dan Schneider thing, but now we're talking about J.K. Rowling. All right. So what is J.K. Rowling's net worth? Well, it rhymes with more than a
schmillion. This is not a real article.
She's legit richer than the Queen. But that's like, I mean, I don't know. I would say in like maybe net cash, but actual like property. Nah, man.
No way.
Nah, the monarchy is loaded.
They got land. Yeah. That's crazy.
So I mean, like, so the Harry Potter movies have grossed more than 7.7 billion. The books have also grossed like a lot. The book sales are 7.7 billion. The movies grossed more than 7.7 billion, but she's still got a lot of money for the movies, and as well as the home video sales and the merchandise and Wizarding World and a lot of things like that. So it's like she's made a lot of money, and I think this is kind of like the whole part of the whole thing, like part and parcel for the whole, like, you know, this is how rich you can get off of creating this shit. So if you ever wonder why Hollywood like seeks out these kind of properties and these kind of prolific producers and creators, you can kind of see why in the case of, let's say, Dan Schneider, to just kind of wrap it back around.
Sure, but like
you can
Dan
see
Schneider's kind of washed up. His shows don't really perform like they used to. He hasn't really had a hit since.
He's been ousted. He's been ousted since 2018. So there's that.
Wasn't the last show he did Henry Danger? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: like Nickelodeon is still technically running adaptations or spin-offs of that show. Like they still technically have something that Dan Schneider had an influence in making on their fucking network, and it seems like they're gonna bring him back. So did they ever? You know who else they cut ties with around the same time? Who they're also bringing back? Another fucking very controversial figure, Butch Hartman. And Nickelodeon's bringing them both back, it seems. They're bringing back Butch Hartman. At least, I don't know if it's going to be Nickelodeon working with him specifically, but I know that he's going to be involved in the live-action Fairly Odd Parents reboot for Paramount+.
Oh, that's right.
What was his... Wait, what was his controversy?
Being an idiot. Pretty much.
Well, bit of a plug, but
he tried like a Christian...
I've done a lot of fucking
videos on Butch. Yeah. All right.
He tried to do Access Entertainment, that one Christian streaming service.
Hold on, I'll bring it up here on the stream because we've got I've got it up here on the Wikipedia. Let me just recenter it. All right, so it says here in Okay. In recent years, particularly after his departure from Nickelodeon, Hartman has been involved in multiple controversies. He did a Kickstarter campaign for Oaxis Entertainment, a streaming service stated to be a family-friendly alternative. After the fundraising goal was reached, it was then revealed the network was meant to be specifically a Christian one, but was never disclosed. However, he later clarified that while faith would continue to be part of his life, Oaxis would not be a faith-based service. And then in 2021, he was accused of plagiarism?
Yeah,
Yes.
He basically did commission for artwork, and he actually plagiarized a
He
Japanese
traced
artist.
basically the exact pose that another artist did. And tracing is one of the worst fucking things that you can do.
It's pretty despicable. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I
like
mean,
a
is
big
it just
no-no.
me, or does like this whole thing remind me of that whole thing with TikTok right now? The black creators that are boycotting TikTok
Why?
because because they come up with all these dances, and then they end up being really popular on TikTok, and then a whole bunch of like white women appropriate them, and they get popular because the white women's are doing it, like Addison Rae, and the black creators feel like they're not getting their fair shake. So,
well, I would say that's silly, but can't you technically copyright a fucking dance? I guess it's up to them to do that.
well, no, you can copyright a choreography move because that is considered intellectual property, right? It's like the whole, it's like the the flossing move. Everyone thinks the Backpack Kid invented it. He claims he invented it, but other people have claimed they invented it, and I believe there's been like some legal battles over that.
I don't think a movement should be able to fucking be copyrighted.
Well, yeah, it's like whoever owns the middle finger. No, they also say you can't copyright something that is like a common dance move. But what defines a common dance move?
That's fucked.
If I gyrate my hips in a particular pattern, I kind of feel like if it's kind of like, did you ever see that clip with Vanilla Ice explaining the difference between Ice Ice Baby and Under Pressure?
Yeah, it's got the thing.
It's got the thing. It's got the ting. It's got the ting, right? Like that. Like that's how I think I'm gonna get crap for saying this, but I think what you're trying to say, and I kind of agree with, is like the ting is what people are trying to claim that they own. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to copyright the ting, right? It's kind of like everyone. It's I don't know. It's a horrible joke, and I'm not meaning anything by it, but it's like that's. But then I saw people complaining about what's it called? About TikTok on Twitter today, and they're like TikTok is unseasoned lately. It's boring. TikTok is boring. I'm like, TikTok is always boring. Like, you don't go to TikTok for anything other until to like you watch
riveting content.
You watch like lonely housewives like try to twerk in their bathroom in order to like get some validation for their existence.
What?
Like that's what you've. Maybe we just look at the wrong TikToks, but it's
wow. Jesus fucking Christ.
There's a lot. I know it's a little dark, but it's a little true. Let me go back and see here. Hold on. All right. Real quick here. Voice of the Emperor, $2 asking me I join in a little bit, dude. I might drop the link right now. I kind of want to keep it on point and not like overload it with too many people, but thank you. Mo Moon here, $5 says off topic. If the BET Karen movie does well, then I smell multi-million-dollar franchise. Cthulhu is still coming for you, Jarvis.
No,
if the BET Karen movie does well, I'm gonna be excited, to be honest with you, because it's gonna be tons of spinoffs. It's gonna be Karen 2,
Karen
the
3.
Karening, Karen 2, the Reckoning, Karen 3, the Karenator. There we go. It's gonna be a whole Coke Daniels spinoff.
Karenado.
Okay, stop right there. That sounds like a tornado of Care Bears.
Yeah, but it's like Sharknado, right? But like, could someone Photoshop a Sharknado poster and just put like Taryn Manning's face on the shark? Karenado, that or Karenado, like that could be a whole spoof category on sci-fi, right? Maybe that's $1 billion idea. That's at least a $280 idea right there.
Sci-fi is so creatively bankrupt. It's one of the worst fucking networks.
It's like I need to watch the Tomorrow War because I've heard nothing but like bad things about it.
Some people say it's really good. Some people say it sucks. A lot of the anti-SJW seem to like it because it's like, oh, it's not woke. I'm like, okay.
I don't know.
Whatever that means.
It's Chris Pratt and Yvonne Strahovski in what looks like a jacked J.K. Simmons. In a movie directed by the guy who did the Lego Batman movie.
That's right. Yeah, I think isn't this his first live action movie?
Yeah, because he's doing I think he's doing the Dungeons and Dragons movie next, but I could be wrong on that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go.
No, that's
That's
Goldstein and something else.
Oh, right. He was attached to it. That's where I get it backwards. Let's see here. Hold on. Eric Z says the Karen Vengers. The Care Vengers.
Okay, no, that's silly. That's fucking goddamn silly.
That might be. Is that the line? Karens. Is that the line right there?
I want to bring up something Ryan said real fast.
The
Butch
Karen
Hartman
League?
and his wife have also said things about finding a cure for autism. Yeah, they have said that. I've seen them talk about like how autism can be cured.
Finding a cure for autism? Is it? Wow.
Yeah, no. They believe that autism can be cured with God.
Oh my Jesus.
Yep.
I don't know. Let's see here. Hold on. Super DG says, "Well, you've come full circle. You're arguing in favor of wokeness."
What?
I don't know what we're arguing in favor of wokeness. I don't get that. We're making jokes about what looks like a terrible BET movie that's trying to just be like, it's trying to sell a message, but it may be.
I'm not
shitty.
fucking woke.
I don't know. I mean, I am personally right now. I'm awake, but I am not awoke. All right, I'm not. I'm awake in the present tense, not the past tense. So that's it. Yeah, folks, you come here for the blistering hot takes. Anyway, hold on here. HBart's here, $5 says, up until 2015, Warner's owned the rights to Happy Birthday. That's true, they did. They illegally owned the rights to Happy Birthday, but they ended up getting that out of the way. They charged only it was only a couple $100 to license it. It wasn't like a great deal of cash. But anyway, and then Simon here, $5 says, if Matt Jarbo gyrates his hips, he'll be a dad again.
That's a great deal of
He
cash
has
for
lead in his pencil. Well, I mean, men never really lose the lead in their pencil. You know what I mean? They never really lose. No, the lead,
What?
no, the lead, no. But you know how it is sometimes when you get when you shake a pen or a pencil really fast and it looks like a limp noodle.
No. Oh yes, I know.
That could be a euphemism for a penis. But I don't know. Yeah, if I gyrate my hips, I'll be a dad again. No. And then Mo Moon here, $2 says the BBC version of Karen would star Sarkon.
Oh my god.
That could totally do it. There we go, folks. All right. So let's jump into this. This is the article today. This is why Dan Schneider popped up in everyone's conversation. So Dan here popped up in this is a Variety article saying that Dan Schneider addresses Nickelodeon exit, denies inappropriate behavior in new interview. And that is something that, is a thing. I've seen a lot of people talking a lot of trash about this on social media, by the way. So it says here, former Nickelodeon showrunner Dan Schneider has finally addressed his exit from the network, just as Paramount Plus has released its reboot of iCarly. All right, we know that for 20 years he helmed shows, blah, blah, blah. He gets questioned point blank about the online video compilations and TV show screenshots people have used as evidence to question the appropriateness of his behavior with child actors, particularly when it came to showing their feet. So I mean, and that is basically like the whole crux of everything, right? Because I mean, yeah, those compilations are definitely what you would assume to be damning. And that is true. But at the same time, when you're looking at something like this, you're like, okay, well, now he's finally talking about it. Now, he says here that it's ridiculous, saying this to the New York Times, explaining that the kids simply find feet funny and that it was not intended to sexualize the young actors. A review of Schneider, but hold on here. A review of Schneider by Nickelodeon's parent company, Viacom CBS, confirmed there was never any sexual misconduct. And that's important. That is important. But go ahead.
So, I mean, you've heard about for the reboot of iCarly, right? Why one of the actors chose not to return?
Yeah, Jeanette McCurdy.
Jeanette McCurdy. Yeah, I actually have that. I have that interview up as well. At least the Deadline talks about it, and she doesn't talk about Dan Schneider in it.
I know that there's been a number of other actors who have complained. I know there was one from Zoe 101. I know there's, I think there's been a few other people.
Yeah, there's a couple, I believe, who did, complain.
Yeah, so even if the network's not saying it, I don't necessarily think that doesn't mean that there's an issue.
Well, what we have to do here is differentiate the issues. All right. So keep in mind the accusations from the internet have been this dude is a pedo. That's the accusations. All right, that's what it boils down to. That's like all those live streams about how Dan Schneider is a pedo, and Dan, like look at, like I said, look at this one again, just to bring this back up. This thing, like this guy literally put out a video saying dating daughter, and it's alluding to Dan dating his daughter, and that's not even anything in the video.
Well, what I'm afraid of is that people who are going around and saying this type of shit are like people still need to pay attention to the negative shit that Dan Schneider actually has done and the weird, questionable things and situations that he's put these actors into. Because there are several compilations of clips from his shows that if you watch them even in full context, it's really fucking weird. And not just, it doesn't just seem weird in a way of it's like, oh yeah, it's weird and quirky because kids find that funny. I get some of that humors in those shows, but I don't know. Not just from the context of someone looking at it from this time, but even when I was younger, I would look at some of these scenarios and some of these jokes and just think this was just kind of something was off.
The one thing that was off to me that's a lot of those compilation videos was the thing where like they do like a social media campaign. It's like send us pictures of your feet, and I'm like, why is the official Twitter account for this doing that?
Yeah, and
it's like
I don't know if this is ever something that you noticed. I didn't notice this until very recently when I was rewatching a few older episodes of iCarly. But the dude's Twitter account, which is at Dan Warp, there's several like shirts that the characters wear throughout the fucking throughout like the shows. It's like one of them says Dan Warp tweets, the other one says follow Dan Warp. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of weird too, to just kind of like plug his social media like in a kid's cartoon like that. Like, I don't know. I'm not a cartoon, but like in a kid's live action show. I always found that to be kind of weird. And I always thought that was kind of sus even when I was younger. Now, all of these things apart, they might not seem that weird. And I think that's the whole thing about Dan Schneider. Is like you could take a bunch of these instances and just say, okay, well, that seems a little bit weird, but that's all there is to it, really. But I just feel like when you look at all the things that Dan Schneider's done, all the really weird sus things that he's done, you stack them all on top of each other. To me, it amounts. I can't not think in my head that there's at least something wrong and fucked up with this dude's head. And to me, it seemed like they dropped him for a reason at Nickelodeon. But I guess they're bringing him back. Maybe.
Well, no. Well, we don't necessarily know about that yet. They do kind of mention a little bit about that here in the article. But real quick, I did see a comment here from Gregory DeGraff. Says, "Oh, so you guys only read super chats?" No, I'm reading other things. I've been addressing other people. I just haven't been addressing every comment. So anyone who's here pretty frequently knows that I talk to everybody. Just to put that out there. But then H Barts did drop $5 and said Eric C said in the chat that we need the Dan Schneider cut.
I knew someone was going to make that joke.
Yeah, no, I saw it here. I did see it. I wish I could highlight on this. I can't highlight on this. And then, but Bianca here with the very interesting question: do we need to put him in the wood chipper feet first or head first? Theoretically, I believe it would be head first, but anyway, it's that is the thing. Now, USMC veteran here did make a joke that I was thinking about earlier, saying bigger foot fetish than Tarantino, and Tarantino is a massive foot fetish. That is absolutely true.
I didn't know that.
So,
it's very transparent, especially in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah. Oh no, watch the opening of Death Race, when like that one woman's doing a dance in the bar, and like it focuses a lot on her feet, like Uma Thurman's feet in Pulp Fiction. I think there's some shots of her feet in like Kill Bill even. So yeah, there's been a fair amount there. Now let's go into this here. So Dan says the comedy was totally innocent. He said at the Times, however, the Times notes that Viacom CBS investigation did find a pattern of verbal abuse. And that's the whole point. That's what I was trying to say, was that, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, RJ. And I've heard you say this when discussing Joss Whedon, when you're like, oh, but Michelle Trachtenberg, they're not letting Joss Whedon alone in a room with Michelle Trachtenberg. And the way people approach that is they go, oh, well, that means that like there is a weird sexual component to that. And that's kind of what, and I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I've interpreted your presentation of that comment, is that it's implying some kind of sex pest mentality on Joss Whedon.
Well, a little bit. I mean, that was an initial conception I thought. I also think it would just be like very sus if you have, an
I think it
adult
shows
man.
questionable character, right?
Yeah, questionable character. I would assume.
But, well,
just to have,
see,
like,
but again, this is the issue here, right? This is the issue here. Whenever there is a situation involving an adult and a minor, everyone goes to that, like right off the bat. And in this case, if Michelle, like, here's the thing, I've never heard one whiff, one iota about Joss Whedon being like a sex pest. Is he verbally, like, is he arrogant? Is he stubborn? Is he verbally abusive at times? Yeah, that is true. And that doesn't make anything any better, but it's like, we've never heard anything about him being a predator. And so when you say things like that with that connotation, with no evidence to support that outside of like what, can't be in a room alone with Michelle Trachtenberg, that's generally because of the way he probably speaks to her in a verbal way. It's kind of like, if you look at like what Charisma Carpenter said about Joss Whedon, how he demeaned her, it wasn't like, in like a really like a sexual way, but he did demean her, So I think there's got to be that separation, because it's very easy to have that overlap. And again, just as like, I've been accused of some pretty heinous shit that's not true. So that's kind of like my trigger on that is like, verbal abuse is something that very much happens in Hollywood. And that ain't right. And obviously in this situation with Dan, that's something that is brought up multiple times by multiple people.
I mean, it's undoubtedly more important in this scenario, considering like the people that he was working with, like the age of the actors he was working with.
It's children.
Like it's one thing to fuck with like an adult's mindset. That's bad, obviously, but it's even worse to do that to a fucking developing fucking kid. You know
no,
I mean?
I don't disagree. It's like, clearly, like, someone should have been there to wrangle him in. But the problem, though, is the idea of making, look at how much money he was making for Nickelodeon. I mean, they're going to look the other way on a lot of that shit.
So why would you put any faith into what they said right up there where Viacom CBS confirmed there was never any sexual misconduct? Look,
well,
I'm not saying
because
that
the sexual misconduct, No, but here's the thing, though, is like the sexual misconduct thing, I have not seen. I've heard about the verbal abuse, but I haven't seen anything that I have constituted as being like legitimate evidence about like the sexual, going after children sort of thing.
Sure, but the point I'm trying to make here is I'm not going to have this be a plus or negative like the Viacom CBS thing. I'm not going to take it in any fucking direction because like I don't trust their opinion. It's a massive fucking corporation. They'll say whatever they have to say to keep a good PR, good public image.
Well, because they're making spin-offs and continuations of these classic shows. They want a black eye on that when they're trying to like bring back these
and maybe
properties.
They aren't covering up anything, but I'm just saying that there's always the possibility there that they could be. And I've yet to see anything to really suggest anything in either direction. So
well, now I would say like, a lot of people look at like the Corey Feldman accusations and they apply that to all of Hollywood. But it's like, even Corey Feldman, like that whole thing is even in and of itself so just vastly suspicious. Because like, again, every time he needs money, he comes up with like a new documentary and he's like, I'm going to name names, but I need money. And then people give him money and he still like, he like never names names. I think he's named one person and that was it. And that guy denied it and that was it, And it's
check
like, so this is.
Sorry.
So this is the problem with all this stuff. What do you got here?
That's one of the shirts I was talking about.
Hold on.
Follow Dan Warwick.
Okay, hold on. I'll just take
follow Dan. Just to flash.
Okay, hold on.
I think we might be back now.
Okay, yeah, it's saying we're back now. All right, yeah. All right. So what happens with that is you can see in the top corner here, like the little connection icon. It's I don't know what the hell's going on. It's like I might as well just fucking stream, because whenever there's a drop in connection, I thought it was just StreamYard. It's literally OBS is doing the same thing. So I have.
But why don't you have like wired internet?
No, I have wireless internet, which I know is one of the things. But it's like in order to get it to work, I have to drill a hole through my wall and like run a cable, which I might end up just doing because I'm really sick and tired of this shit. It's
at that point I'd just try and move your router into that other room if possible. But I still have to drill a hole because the way that the cable comes into my house is like it comes in
and then it comes from the street, and then it goes around my house, around the back of my house, and then it comes into my house, and it's like,
what the fuck?
It's really weird. Yeah, I might have to, and if I call Comcast to come out and fix it, they're going to charge me a fuckload of money to like.
Oh, Comcast.
Yeah, it's Xfinity. Anyway, here's, because I do like the setup here, and I want to keep it, but if it's going to keep fucking up, I'll just go back to using Sherman. But this is the Dan Warp tweets. This is the
Dan Warp tweets. He's all sweaty.
Yeah. clearly look at the phallic symbol around his neck and his pecs.
Shit.
Look at that.
Really,
it's clearly
intentional.
It's clearly an intentional penis.
That fucking pancake cock right there, that's clearly intentional.
There you go. That's what's going on. Now we know. And knowing's half the battle.
Dan Warp twats.
Oh jeez. Anyway, so yeah, that's so yeah, I get what you guys are trying to say. I think my point on it is it's like, throwing out the sexual misconduct allegations is something that should be like really, like I want there to be more than just what I've seen, I guess, for me to kind of like 100% buy. Is there weird shit? Yeah. Am I ready to throw like the pedo bear label at this guy? No. Now, again, so according to the Times, interviews with dozens of employees describe Schneider as a controlling, difficult showrunner prone to tantrums and angry emails, a man with a delicate ego who made some staff members feel as though they were always walking on eggshells. Several said they felt uncomfortable when he frequently asked an employee from the costume department for shoulder and neck massages or texted child actors outside of work hours. Yeah, that is some sus shit right there. I'll give you that. For one, it's like, why would you go to the costume department for shoulder and neck massages? I mean, all things considered.
That's weird.
Like John Lasseter got ousted from fucking Disney because he gave inappropriate hugs. Like people felt his hugs were uncomfortable, and they ousted.
Whoa,
and they
what was he doing? Was he grabbing him on the ass or what?
RJ, do you remember the scene from iCarly with the fucking dude, the fat guy in the ice pack?
Oh god, it's been so long. I think I do. It's been a while since I watched that.
One of these days, Matt, I'm gonna show you one of those fucking compilations of all the weird shit that's in those fucking.
No, I've seen the compilations, but what I've also seen are the people who analyze the compilations, and it's immediate to like the worst thing ever. It's immediately to the worst thing ever. And I'm like, okay, are you like, and so then I asked myself, are you saying this specifically because this is how you feel? Or are you saying this because this is a thought that's been implanted in your head by somebody else and you lack the actual cognitive ability to look at this from an additional perspective? Or because as we talked about, like at the beginning of this thing, I have no dog in this race. So I'm very at this from the perspective of just like, whatever, like, I'm going to look at it from just this perspective because I don't have an emotional attachment to anything from Nickelodeon outside of like all that, which I think he also did. I think he also did all that, right?
I'm not sure.
I think he was, he was involved in all that. He's been around for a while. Mm-hmm. Anyway, hold on here. Cylon Scotty says, just get a wireless AP like a Ruckus or Ubiquiti. If you can think of a good one, like DM it to me on Twitter, dude. That way I can check it out because I'll take a look for some stuff. Because I wanna buy a router or a modem or whatever because I really don't want to pay Comcast more money for like what I feel recently has been like subpar service. Anyway, other allegations detailed in the article included his workaholic nature, his expectations that associates work 16 to 20-hour days, and 3 former colleagues are attesting to staff members pushing Schneider in a roller chair so he could work moving from room to room. That's just funny, but that seems like a total freaking Hollywood executive thing right there. Yeah, they put him in a roller chair and just rolled him from room to room. Like, roll me, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta send this email.
That's like being like one of the fucking people from Wall-E.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. It's like,
pretty much
push you.
Now, but then Schneider says here, I've never interacted with actors in any way, texting or otherwise, that should make anyone uncomfortable. But he says, over the years, I've grown and matured as a producer and leader.
And a leader.
I'm sure I'm better and more gentle at communicating today. Well, no, here's the thing. But that is something that does happen in Hollywood. Communication is sometimes very fucked up in Hollywood. And it's like people, they want it now. They want it instantaneous. They want you to predict what they're going to want. And that is something that I've experienced firsthand. And a lot of times, like, miscommunications happen, but then also people get a chip on their shoulder about this kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that anyone in Schneider's, I don't want to come to Schneider's defense here because I do think the guy's weird. But it's one of those things where it's like, if, like, you're telling me that, like, Jeanette McCurdy, at this point in time, she's retired from acting, she wouldn't just come out and say, Dan's the guy, Dan's the reason. Dan was inappropriate with me. Like, what does she got to lose at this point? It would be a huge boost for her podcast, you know? So if she's retired from acting, who gives a shit? Let her come out.
I actually did not know that she had a podcast.
She has a podcast. Yeah. I heard about that months ago. Now he does say here that for what's going on now, as he moves beyond Nickelodeon years, he told the Times that he's working on new shows, including a pilot he wrote and sold to another network.
Please don't be Cartoon Network or Disney.
It's not, well, here's the thing is that it's more, in the other New York Times article, which I read, this is just a summary of it. It is not going to be, it's not a kid's show. The one that he sold, I think, is more of an adult themed show.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what that is. So, I mean, it's like, look, the thing is, this guy, like him or not, he has absolutely positively, like, influenced, young adult television for the better part of 2 decades. And if Nickelodeon is having problems trying to recreate that, then what that tells me essentially is that they need him because they're not able to recreate what he's done. But they
don't need him because they haven't even tried with somebody else. They've only made fucking shows since based on his properties.
Well, but here's the thing with that, though. Like, and I get that because Hollywood is in fact creatively bankrupt. It is. It's always creatively bankrupt.
That's why they're bringing back Butch Hartman for the Fairly Odd Parents live action reboot nobody asked for.
Yeah.
Didn't they already do Fairly Odd Parents in live action? Why are they doing it again?
Yeah, because they're gonna retcon that, pretend it never existed. Because guess who was in those? Drake Bell. Okay, no, those never happened. Wait, we're Nickelodeon.
So is it a live action adaptation of the cartoon, or is it like a live action spinoff? Because I heard it was
live action adaptation. If they're calling it like a reimagining of the original cartoons.
Oh, jeez.
Why?
This is one of the reasons why I'm really just having trouble like getting excited for a lot these days. You know.
Well, don't let that discourage you. There's a lot of good shit coming out in the works too.
No, there is a lot of good things that are. I mean, like I'm excited for He-Man in a couple weeks.
Oh, do you see that new trailer though? Apparently, it proved all the haters correct. The Clownfish TV was right.
Again, it's like the first half of that trailer talked about how Tila needs to go and find the Sword of Power. And then the end of the trailer showed He-Man getting it back and then saying, I have the power. So, I mean,
I'm pretty sure that's the end of part 1.
I'm pretty sure that's the end of part 1 too.
Don't forget this show. Don't forget this fucking show either.
They're saying that apparently the ratings have crashed. It's a disaster.
It's fucking amazing.
Wait, which show?
The one
Loki. Oh, I just saw you change it. Yeah. I know the ratings are terrible. They're god awful. No one watches Loki. Everyone's talking about Loki. I mean, it's so dumb.
Yeah, and they're already ready to pounce on Black Widow, so be ready for those Phantom Menace reviews.
Actually, no. Actually, here's the thing with that too is I do want to find that clip because I randomly, so I'll fully admit like this design for OBS that you guys are seeing is partially inspired by Nerdrotic because I saw it and I kind of that's where my mind went with it. I'm like, yeah. No, well, no. I mean, I'm telling you, it's very similar in nature, and that's fine. And I'll give credit where credit is due. But I tuned in while I was trying to remember what it looked like, and
what a cliffhanger!
And what happened then? You cut
son
out
of a bitch. Well, on my end, I forgot because I'm broadcasting my microphone through OBS, so they would hear me.
I knew this would happen.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can hear
okay.
you now. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
yeah, because it's like I don't know what the fuck is going on. I got a goddamn modem, piece of shit. Anyway, as I tuned in last night, they flat out admitted they said the quiet part out loud. I mean, there's no blatant. There's I just I don't want to. I wasn't shocked by it, to be honest with you. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't appalled. I was. This is okay. This is a disaster to an extent. There we go. We're
This
back
is
now.
a disaster.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna kill this and then I'm just gonna reboot it in StreamYard because it's clearly like something is bottlenecking on my end.
Yeah,
And-
into Moo Moon and Todd Fair. I'm screenshotting your guys' super chats.
Yeah,
They
no,
won't
I
be
see
lost.
them. I see the super chats. Yeah, real quick here. Mo Moon says, "Careful, Jarbo. Cthulhu Snyder is watching, probably." Thank you. And then Todd here says, "Hey, do you ever think DC Comics will ever be good enough to be a good, solid second place to Marvel Comics, the gold standard?" I think DC Comics have their own fan base. I think that
I think the comics are fine right now, honestly.
Well, no, I mean comics in general have had a decline in sales for years. That is just true.
Well, they have, but there's some good comics out there. I recommend everyone the panel read the new Nightwing comic by Tom Taylor. It's actually fantastic. It reminds me a lot of the Matt Fraction Hawkeye run, but with Nightwing. It's
okay, well, Music Man says they can't hear me now. There it is. Okay.
There it is, dude.
Yeah, there it is. But there's also a bit of a delay from this to that. This is very frustrating. I do apologize, you guys. Like, I'm really not happy.
No, I apologize to you. It's my fault. I changed my avatar.
No, it's not that. It's just stupid shit.
Is it OBS or StreamYard?
I think it's a combination of both. Like, I just think I think what happens is like StreamYard might bottleneck and I've had this problem before. Like, I thought that it was let me just, I'm kind of curious here. Speed test. I'm gonna run a speed test right now while we're talking and see what it is. It's gonna be like you've got like no upload speed. But then I also noticed as soon as my girlfriend started watching YouTube in the other room is when the first part started happening. But that's not her fault or nothing because it's happened even when she's asleep. So let's see. My download speeds right now are 150, 60, 70, 80. Okay, I've got like about 200 megabytes down right now. Or 195. All right. My upload speeds right now are rocking 11 megabytes a second, 12 megabytes a second upload. 13 now. So, okay, there's no issue with my internet. And someone is blowing up fireworks outside, obviously. 14. So there's no issue with my damn internet. It's doing it again. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
Fucking weird, yeah.
Fucking weird. So
very weird.
I'll tell you guys what we're gonna do because I'm kind of tired of dealing with this like this. Let me end this. I'll create here another StreamYard, and we'll all right, we're just going to go, what time is it? 10, 5 p.m. Okay. Oh, shit. Fuck. God, fuck, damn it. Motherfucker.
God, fuck, damn it.
God, I know. It is just like, it's one of those things where it's like, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. And you're like, yeah, well, you all suck. Okay. All right. So let me get this. Okay. Here is the new link. All right. Here's the new link. And we're going to be over there. So